Okay, so here we've got number 24 from the Chapter 9 review, 6x squared plus 7x equals 5. And this is solve using the quadratic formula, which I've written down over here to the right. Well, the first rule for solving by a quadratic formula is very similar to solving when we're solving by factoring, is that it has to be set equal to 0. So the first move has to be to subtract 5 from both sides. Now, there's no like terms on the left-hand side, so that becomes 6x squared plus 7x minus 5 equals 0. Now I need to identify my a, my b, and my c. So my a value is always in front of the x squared, so the a is 6. My b value is always in front of the x, that's 7. And my c value is always that constant that doesn't have a variable attached to it, so it's negative 5. So now I'm going to plug those values in. So as you've seen me do if you've watched these videos, I always start with writing the formula. I take out the variables and I replace them with parentheses, and then I'm going to go back and fill the values in one at a time, making sure I'm putting the right value in the right spot. So I need the b value. Right here is the b value again, so that's 7. We've got the a value, which is 6. The c value, which is negative 5. 2a, so the 6 goes in the denominator. Okay, so now I'm going to simplify this a little bit. Okay, up front, negative 7. I'm just going to drop the parentheses. That's negative 7, plus or minus. Now, if you're using a scientific calculator, graph calculator, as long as you use parentheses, you can type everything under the square root at once. Don't type the square root. Just type everything in underneath the square root. If you're doing this by hand, that's fine as well. 7 squared is 49. Okay, and then we've got negative 4 times 6, which is negative 24. Negative 24 times negative 5 would be a positive 120, so plus 120. 2 times 6, the denominator becomes 12. So now I'm going to add up what's underneath the square root. So I have negative 7 plus or minus the square root of 169, and that's going to be over 12. Okay, now 169, you can go take the square root. Some of you might know it's a perfect square, but that's why we needed to go ahead and take that square root. Oops, sorry, 169, and we can see that that's 13. So that means x is negative 7 plus or minus 13 over 12. So now I'm going to have to break up the plus or minus symbol to get my two answers. I've got negative 7 plus 13 over 12, and then I have negative 7 minus 13 over 12. Those are my two answers. So negative 7 plus 13, okay, negative 7 plus 13 would be 6. 6 over 12 is positive 0.5. Okay, negative 7 minus 13 is negative 20. When we do negative 20 divided by 12, we get negative 1.67. Oops, sorry, 1.67. So there you go.